Let's see what we can do.
Yeah. No. Ready? Okay. Hey guys, I'm here at the lake house today. I've got a good friend who flew all the way down here from Minnesota to hang out on the lake today. Mike Oneil, the LinkedIn rock star.
So how's our weather here, huh?
Oh man, I love Texas weather. You know, if you don't like it, come back in 5 minutes.
You know, Tim, we were here during the Super Bowl, the ice storm, Super Bowl. So I bring the weather with me, don't I?
Yeah, I was like, hey, at least I'm not wrecking 2 cars this time, okay?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You know? It's been really great staying with you, getting to know your family, and getting to understand how you develop your unique and powerful perspectives on personal relationships, because I see it happening in the family environment and in the extended family, and now the couch surfers and the professionals who come stay with you. You know, you opened up your house to Lori and I. We're part of family now.
You are. You're always going to be family in my book, man. You're always got a welcome book, our welcoming doormat. If you need me to give you a key, let me know. You know, you got a key to come in anytime, you know, but hey. We love having you guys here, all right? It was especially great meeting Lori this time. Lori will be in the video segment here in a minute. You know, she's downstairs still getting warm. I guess she's like Minnesota used to it yet? I don't know.
You know, she has the driving skills of someone from the Carolinas.
Carolinas, I was there once.
They don't learn Minnesota driving in the Carolinas. I don't mean to diss her at all, but I learned driving in Minnesota. We go somewhere else, we own the road, especially in a 4x4.
Yeah. So in Minnesota, okay, a guy who just came from Denver and moved to Minnesota, you went from like the mountaintop to the wilderness, is that right?
Yeah, they're very similar though. Folks in Minnesota are into, you know, they have a lot of trails, they're into, you know, there's the fitness and then there's the other people. You know, in Colorado there's just the fitness people. It's really interesting. The healthiest state there is in the U.S., Colorado. Minnesota's in near the, you know, lower quadrants of that, and I'm going from one to the other. So we'll see what happens. You know, Mom's cooking in Minnesota is already taking its toll.
I don't get no cooking, so well, no, I do, but it just doesn't.
Well, I made it as big. I can buff it out too. You know, I can do a Tim too. My name's Tim.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Quickly. Well, you're going to get to talk to Lori too, individually, and Lori is the yin to my yang.
Yeah.
You know, we're in a relationship together. We're top of the world on LinkedIn and social media together. But we come from unique spectrums. I come from the technology world. She comes from this world where she works with executives. And you know what? That kind of bends pretty well together when we start talking about LinkedIn and social media and the things that, you know, we have going on there. It's a mix of the two now. So I'm going to run with the sales piece and optimize the daylights out of it and let her run with executives. It was your coaching and while we were here that we came up with this principle that we should be specializing. Didn't have that down until I talked it through with you.
Wow, that's cool. You know, when I think though of Minnesota, I think back to the 80s. I think Minneapolis, and I'm thinking, what movie am I thinking about when we think of Minnesota?
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain, baby. Because you're a rock star in it there, huh?
Well, at the movie where Purple Rain, in Purple Rain, there's a place there, and it used to be called Uncle Sam's. It's called First Avenue now, and all these bands have played there, and there's stars all over the walls that show the bands that were there. And I used to dance on top of the speakers on the side of the stage on Sunday nights. Dry night. I drove my '69 Camaro Z28 down to Uncle Sam's for Sunday night, dry night dancing at Uncle Sam's until like 1 o'clock in the morning. Just a bunch of kids and, you know, cranked up on Mountain Dew, just like we still are. Dancing on top of staying alive, and all that kind of stuff. Not so much rock. This was a heavy disco time. So my music got pushed aside a little bit for the Bee Gees. You know, throw a little Eagles in every now and then.
But
that new band, you know, that Eagles, that new band.
I want to relate though to how, you know, you had to move back there. All right, because I know you're back there helping your parents now, and Lori moved back with you. You moved your whole operation up there. But we think back, you and I were rockers from the 70s and 80s. But you had to start over, basically, kind of like what I teach a lot of people, starting over.
Starting over.
So maybe, since you're here today, and I'm on a video, that maybe that you could tell some people about how they can start over using LinkedIn to help maybe create a new business.
All right, let's do that.
Let's do that today.
So, What I suggest is when you are about to move into this environment out there, Minneapolis, Twin Cities environment, that you connect with folks there in the LinkedIn groups and by inviting the big folks on LinkedIn in the community. Here's the quick way to do it. Quick LinkedIn tip. I'll tell you exactly how to do it, Tim. You put in the zip code for Minneapolis, in my case, 55401, into LinkedIn, into the zip code field on this big advanced search screen. And then I sorted by number of connections. And I connected to the top 300 people in Minneapolis by sending them a personal invitation. And that built out my infrastructure in Minneapolis for me to go on in and do other things. I also, to launch our business, no less. But we're not a local business, so it's not as important for me to develop the local ties as it is I feel a sense of community where I live. Mm-hmm. But there are LinkedIn groups that you can join, and one of them is called Linked Minnesota, like 20,000 members. And they heard I was coming in town. They invited me to be the keynote speaker at their big summer event. So they do a big event once a year, and I was brought in the keynote speaker. Lori and I actually did some speaking at the deal together as well. And you know, that kind of launched me into the local big business community, because Minneapolis has got big companies. You got Honeywell, you got 3M, you got Cargill, and the food companies. Really big companies there that I can tap into. You know, having a little bit of celebrity coming into town. The guy with the suitcase is the expert, right? Now I'm the suitcase, and it's still my hometown.
Wow, that is cool, man. So, wow. Tell me, if I wanted to start over in life, and I had nothing, what more could you add to me if I wanted to be an invisible guy, but I want to go visible on the internet, not a local scene like you move in there, but I'm an invisible person and I want to get an online presence now.
Well, we have a free guide, actually, that we were paid handsomely to write that I can freely distribute, called Networking for Nerds. And it's a starter guide that starts you on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter in an integrated way, no less. Not this, and this, but in this, and this, all in the same soup, if you know what I mean. Stirring in the same broth.
Okay.
Different fish in the same lake, you might say, because we're on the lake right here. It's at rocklinkedin.com. Rocklinkedin.com is where that guide is out there. It's free. In fact, you just go download it. That's a good way to get started. The idea, first of all, is these are free tools. You can't pay for Facebook.
No.
You could pay for LinkedIn. You can't really pay for Twitter. So these are modest things that you can do, and the language over here can be recycled a little bit over here and over here. So if you're developing your language, the website is a good place to start. If you don't have a website, well, this can feed it as well. But you've got some common words you'll kind of use here, and kind of like, kind of optimize a little bit, make it more business-like in the Facebook world and in the LinkedIn world, I mean, and a little less so in the Facebook world.
Okay, cool. Well, how do you like the lake we're having here? How do you like our weather here in Texas?
I like the ducks. You know, every now and then a big 747 duck goes out. You know, you see it over here.
That's the airport right next door.
Yeah, over here.
Yeah, what can I say? We're right below DFW.
During the football game.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Oh, that's right.
I was here during the Super Bowl, hanging out with you and the family, getting to know you, and the Jets went over the Super Bowl here, and we all raced out back and saw them go.
As a matter of fact, I don't know if the camera can point it to us for today, but it was like right over here, and it's like literally the 5 Jets. And we actually had a lag time of, I think it was like a minute, that we were able to get out here, and we started looking, and it's sure enough, right over there they came, and we were like, this is cool, because the Cowboy Stadium where the Super Bowl is just right over there. So hey, and when we have football games in Denver, like the season launch or the opening day of baseball in Denver, the Rockies get the stealth bombers that come in. Because they come from the Air Force Base down in Colorado Springs, and they just go back. They're just making a little run to never come back for it. But they come in nice and low. It's unbelievable in Denver for opening day baseball. Lori Ruff and I are going to try to be there for opening day again. It's the most unbelievable thing for opening day of baseball. Now, Mike, this is something I don't know about. Are you a big sports fan or no?
I'm a sports fan when it gets to the playoffs. Yeah. A lot more than the regular season. And the playoffs is the second half of the season.
You should have been here in Dallas last year. I mean, come on. We had everything happen here last year. I mean, come on. Our NBA team won. We had a Super Bowl here. I mean, 2 years in a row we had the World Series here. I'm not a sports fan.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
Glenn, my partner, she's a sports fan. She loves sports fan. Loves
Yeah,
sports,
well,
so.
God, that's a great segment.
All right. Before we go, anything you want to promote while you're here?
Well, our big site on the line is Rock the World Media. We got a lot of fun stuff at Rock the World Media, and that'll kind of just get you started. And Lori Ruff and I'd like to get to know y'all.
Oh, okay. Why don't you show us your book? I think you got a copy of your book here,
I
don't
do.
you? Yeah. You know,
Yeah, we
get
wrote a book
chance.
on getting started with LinkedIn, and getting started with LinkedIn is a profile. And this is our Rock the World LinkedIn book, and it's 188 pages on how to dissect a profile, and optimize and super optimize every little section so they bring you business.
Yeah. Now, if you noticed looking at my stuff, if you look, when I got online, my Rocker Life Coach, it was very limited stuff. Mike came to town last year, and if you noticed, looking through this book, Mike and I sat in a bar and updated my LinkedIn profile.
Yeah.
If you notice, it looks a little more spiffin' is the word.
Spiffin's the right word. That's a Lori Ruff word.
That was where I learned it. Okay, that's how I got out. I know a lot of you met me on LinkedIn. That was because this man taught me how to do it. So, with that, we're gonna say peace out. Thanks for coming to see me here on the lake.
Well,
All right, love you, bro.
here we go.
Yeah.